Welcome to the Trading Raw Stories podcast. I'm Rita Pira, the host with the most inspiring stories that you ever did hear. Back in the day when the day was back, I was known as the juicing queen. I became raw vegan overnight after watching a documentary called Food Matters. Changing what I was putting in and on my body didn't just make me lose weight and have great skin. It gave me mind clarity, more energy, and over time made me so self-aware and intuitive that I vibrate on a higher frequency and level of consciousness that's turned me into a manifesting queen. I've lived like 9 lives and have amazing stories to share that may inspire you to finally leave that toxic guy you're with, quit that miserable job you hate, start that business you've been talking about forever, and at the very least, you'll probably start saying yes more often and eat more vegetables. I'm your tell it like you need to hear it and make you do it, sister from another mister. I've lived quite the life and have stories for days that have inspired women to transform their lives in real big ways. So I created this podcast to share my insane and unbelievable stories with the world to reach whoever needs to hear them. I'll bring on inspiring humans to trade stories with me, and I'll even have some live coaching sessions with listeners calling in. You're here because you were meant to find this podcast, this community, these raw stories. There are no coincidences. Everything happens for you, not to you, and I'm so glad you're here. Welcome to the Trading Raw Stories podcast. I'm so excited to have you here. Thank you for spending your time with me. And today I have an amazing guest. I'm so excited. I've been looking forward to this recording. I have the one and only Nicole Moore on with me. She is a celebrity love and relationship coach, and she's the host of the Love Works podcast. And she even has an oracle deck that's called Love Answers. And she's maybe, stick around to find out if she's going to pull a card for you today. Welcome, Nicole.
Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Oh, me too. You look so cute. I love you in pink and your glasses. You're adorable.
Thank you.
Oh my gosh. So tell me, I'm so excited to hear your story. Like, how does one come to be a celebrity love and relationship coach? Like, what? How? Talk to me, girl.
Well, okay. So I've been doing love coaching for the past almost 10 years. So when I first started off, I got certified as a life coach, and then I transitioned to being a love coach. So I will say, like, I coached, like, let's just say normal women for years and years and years. But I always had a vision for my company, and I always felt like my business was a celebrity brand, even when I just was sitting in my apartment with no clients. So I kind of always had the vision of where I wanted to go. But then, within the past few years, I just started putting myself in places where, celebs would be at gifting suites or different events. And one time I had somebody who was on a TV show just come up to me at an event and be like, I was looking for a love coach, so it kind of it snowballed from there. And then I just kind of found myself really in the reality world, which is fun because I love watching reality dating shows. So kind of one piece led to another, fueled by my vision, of course. But then that's how it always happens, right? You have the vision of what you want, and then the universe also brings you people, and then it kind of it flows. And celebrities are no different than normal people. However, sometimes their problems are more magnified, or they actually feel like it's harder, to date. I know most people think dating is hard, so I'm not going to take that away from you, but trust me, celebs think it's even harder for whatever reason, So, I've been doing this for a long time. So every single kind of woman that you can imagine, I have worked with, helped, found love. I don't believe the excuses anymore. If you tell me this is the reason why I can't find love, I will listen to you. I will have compassion for you, but I will not believe that reason.
Oh my gosh. I love everything you just said. I'm so excited. I'm jotting notes down. I'm writing things down that you ended up saying afterwards. I was like, I just wrote that down. When you said you had this vision, I was like, oh, she had this vision of having celebrities as her clients. It's a celebrity brand, celebrity company. And then you basically put yourself in that environment, and then the right people came along. And then you said you had the vision of what you want, then the universe provides. It's literally what I preach on this podcast. So I love that you said that. And you basically created your own reality because this is the vision that you had for yourself. Yeah. And holy shit, I can relate, girl. I have that vision too. I'm like the female Tony Robbins, the little 5'2" woo-woo version. And I see myself on stages and teaching and coaching and all of that, and just traveling the freaking world. And that's probably why I've never settled, because I'm not meant to be married and have kids and live this life. Not that there's anything wrong with it. And maybe one day I will, but my intuition, my inner being just has always sabotaged the hell out of anything that got serious. Like even the guy that I manifested at the 10X growth conference, like he wanted to be my boyfriend right away. And I was like, no. Like what is wrong with you, Rita? A perfectly amazing, wonderful man that you manifested and you're saying no, like what are you even doing? But yeah, so I love the fact that you totally had this vision and it started to fall into place. So I'm curious, what are some of the reasons that you get from the celebrity clients or all the women, all walks of life? Like, what are the reasons that they say they can't find love? I'm so curious.
Oh, I mean, for a celebrity, it's like if they're single and they're in the public eye, it's hard to like people either have a perception of them based on like they were on a TV show or their Instagram, and that they like or people want something from them. So it's hard to tell who's genuine, or like it's just hard to have media commenting like on your relationship. So it's like the difficulties of finding, I would say, a real one. And there's a lot of insecurity around how they look. So like people think celebrities feel good about how they look because they're like perfect. No, like you're under a magnifying glass. But in terms of like everyday women, I mean, I literally have heard everything. So I can't find somebody because of where I live. I can't find somebody because of how I look. I can't find somebody because I live at home with my parents and I'm not settled in my career. Entrepreneur women, for some reason, would make up this, like, I can't find somebody until my business is going really well. Like only entrepreneur women would say that. It's my race. It's anything and everything. It's because of my past. Like a lot of people are like, well, it hasn't happened yet. I've been trying for so long. I'm not getting any matches. I mean, I always say this, like, this is what people do in their love life. They will make their own little limiting beliefs very precious. It's like, okay, no, my friend over there who's 41 and has had 3 divorces, I believe she can find love, but me, my reason is very precious to me. Like it's real. And like, so we kind of like get stuck on whatever it is. Like we think is the reason why we're single. And then of course, life experience seems to prove that to us. But really what I always say to people is like, okay, even if you had 3 bad relationships and they all did the same thing to you, that's such a small amount of people compared to the available universe of experiences. But in our love life, people tend to think this is the way it is. It's never going to get better. And so we stay stuck on our reasons. And we do that because it feels safer to know the reason why we don't have love. So in our love life, people really don't like uncertainty. Like, I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to work out. I don't know if the guy's going to call me back. We don't like uncertainty. So we will, in that little place, instead of just saying, I don't know, we'll make up whatever reason feels the most familiar to us. And so to let go of that and say, it's not my age. I can find love. For instance, you really have to risk. You really have to be so vulnerable, you know? So that's part of what I help people do is like, just like flipping the beliefs and getting to the place where they think, no, I can have it. I will have it. It's here. Oh my God, it's amazing. Nicole, you were right.
Oh my gosh, dude. Yes. So much yes to everything you just shared. I'm like, everything you're saying, like how you said that you help them flip the beliefs. Like I help my clients flip their beliefs in everything, like even love too. But more often than not, I'm trying to get them to leave a relationship, not find one. I'm like, girl, love yourself. You got to get in a relationship with yourself first before you can go and manifest love or be with anybody else. But you hit this like in a different way, but you hit it nonetheless. We look for evidence to prove ourselves right. To that precious limiting belief that you mentioned. We are constantly scanning the environment, seeking proof that we are right to believe what we believe.
Yeah.
Because that keeps us in our comfort zone.
Yeah. And it hurts. Like, this is the thing I feel for everyone, because when you work in the area of love and relationships, you are literally holding people's most precious thing, their heart, in your hands for a period of time. And you're saying, okay, I see you've been through this and I want you to believe something different. But it's like, it hurts. Like, and even like a lot of women will do this where it's like, if they've been single for a really long time, then it's like, it's like, there's this feeling always of like, there's something wrong, you know? And so then if you find somebody and then that doesn't work out and you thought it was your knight in shining armor, that could be really scary too, you know? So most people in love, I always say, people will say with their words, they want love, but their energy is, I don't want to be hurt. And those are two very different energy states. It's like kind of like with money, I want to be wealthy versus like, I'm terrified I'm going to be broke, right? Like they're very different energy states. And so people have to move as much as possible to the place of I want love, even though I am scared. Not I want to protect myself, because you know, people, I always say this, if you try to protect yourself, you attract in the bad guys. Like that's when you have to be afraid. If you have a, I don't want anyone to hurt me, my walls are up kind of vibe, you tend to attract in the boundary busters, the bad guys, the ones who,
oh my God, so true.
Date, right?
So true. So true. So the thing, oh my gosh, so many things. So when you're like, oh, there's something wrong with me, like we have programmed that belief, like, oh, there's something wrong with me. There's something wrong with me and no one will love me and I'm not lovable. That's a limiting belief. And that comes from childhood usually. And then when this was me before, I seriously was afraid of getting hurt because of my childhood experience around love and relationships, seeing, say, for example, my high school boyfriend, his mom would take me on these like secret missions to try to catch her husband cheating on her. And then we caught him. Like we were literally camped out in front of like his work and just waiting for him to leave. We had a disposable freaking Kodak camera. We followed him to where he was going, like crazy. As a 16-year-old, this traumatized me and I didn't even know it. And so I had this like subconscious fear of I'm going to get cheated on. I'm going to get lied to. This is definitely going to happen. It's inevitable. So I'm never getting married. So I programmed myself this way. And then when it came down to it, going, on dates and whatever, having that fear, having that energy. You mentioned energy, which I love because I'm all about energy. I'm all about vibration. There are no coincidences why you and I freaking connected on Clubhouse. Oh my God. And I knew it. Like as soon as I heard your voice, I was like, that is my tribe. That is my girl. Like we are going to be friends. And then you turn out to live in LA. Like what? But yeah, the fear of getting hurt is why I self-sabotaged like a crazy person. I would find something good. It would be good. And then I would start thinking these thoughts of, I'm going to get hurt. I'm going to get lied to. I'm going to get cheated on. And then those behaviors would show up, or those types of guys would show up. And that is what I attracted. So whatever you believe, whatever you feel, the energy you're vibrating, that is what you are attracting. Yeah. And then when you're trying to protect yourself and not be in a relationship out of fear of getting hurt, you end up hurt anyway because you're alone. And you want something and you won't let yourself have something. So are you going to be hurt by not taking a risk for being loved and being in love? Or are you going to hurt by just staying alone? Either way, like which one is the safer bet? Like trying, why not? Right?
Yeah. Well, but a lot of people don't, I had to create a podcast episode that was specific. It's called Fuck This Shit. And it's like, I made it specifically to help women who are like,
I love you.
Some people will do, right? Well, they will see the thing about if you're single because there's different reasons why people are single. None of them are because there's something wrong with you. It's only ever, I am holding patterns that are not helpful for the goal of being in a relationship. Like that's it. It's not there's something wrong. Everybody has bad patterns, right? Like I have a bad pattern of going on social media too much or whatever it is. Like we all have bad patterns. It doesn't make you a bad human. If you have I didn't want to use the word bad. If you have a pattern that's not working for you in your love life, it's just that it's, a pattern. So some people have a pattern of not being in a relationship because they're protecting themselves from pain. But what happens is if you're like a driven entrepreneur or you're a busy person, it's very easy. You get satisfaction and love and joy from other areas. You get a client, you get featured in the media, you make a deal, whatever, and you get satisfaction. And so people who are single and they're protecting themselves, but they don't want to be, they only feel the pain in certain moments. It's a holiday and I feel really bad during the holidays, but then I get over it and it's New Year's. And so the issue is sometimes those people are not present to the pain enough to make a real change, right? So I made a whole podcast on this from like,
that was good. Wait, go back. Say that one more time for the people in the back.
Some people, this is only if you're, so by the way, I'm not a fan of one size all fits love advice for this reason, because it's not, everybody does not have the same challenge or pattern or whatever. So it's not the same advice for everybody. So if this would be more of like the ice queen energy where you're very mysterious and people like are obsessed with you, but you have a wall up. And so you attract the creeps. Why? Because the only person who's gonna come to you is gonna be the one who's like, I don't care about your boundary. I'm gonna bust it anyway. This is why you end up attracting those guys anyway, or women anyway. So if you're protecting yourself from being in a relationship due to fear of being hurt, you don't feel the pain of being single all of the time, which is the reason you don't make a change. You feel it when it's a holiday or it's your birthday or it's Sunday night or whatever, but you're distracted most of the time by business success or working out or drinking bottomless mimosas with friends, right? Whatever it is.
Yeah.
And so because you're not really present to the pain, you don't really make a change in your love life. So there's a danger there. And so if this is you, I always say, like, literally, I know it sounds so
I feel attacked right now.
Okay, listen, Maria, if you people, this is what happens whenever I do like an interview or whatever. They're like, how are you talking about me? And I'm like, I'm talking about the pattern, right? But I know the pattern. Like, I know the patterns of women.
I love you so much.
So this is you have to like set aside time, or I'll send you the podcast episode, because I made it specifically where I'm like, I'm going to lead you into the pain. And I say at the beginning, I'm like, this is a warning. You might be crying. This is not for every woman. I'm going to lead you into the pain. But
what's it called again? Fuck what?
Oh, fuck this shit. I'm done with being single or something. And it's only for that kind of woman who's like, I know I'm protecting myself because I don't want to be hurt. But so I'm
going to link it. I'll link it in the show notes. I will.
Listen, or you can decide, okay, on Saturday morning, I'm devoting 3 hours and I'm going to feel the pain, and I'm going to let myself go there, and I'm going to feel what I'm missing, and I'm going to stack the pain. And I'm going to really feel it. And I'm going to draw a line in the sand and make a commitment that says, I want love, and I will risk what it takes to get there because I'm present to how much pain. Now, does everybody have to be in a relationship? No, I'm not saying like you're automatically going to be in pain if you're not in a relationship. I'm talking about the people who deep down they want one, but they're protecting themselves. Mm-hmm. So you're going to feel all the pain, and you're going to not distract yourself from the pain, and you're going to set a window of time where you're facing it. Then you're going to ask yourself, am I willing to risk? Because what you'll see is the stack of pain when you're actually feeling it and present to it. And it's not just on Valentine's Day for a day, and then you get a bottle of wine, and then you're hungover the next day, and then you forget about it. It's the stack of the pain. You're going to see this is worse than if somebody hurts me, right? And so sometimes we need the stack of pain. I'm not like, that's the only time I'm like, focus on the negative. Or if you're breaking up with someone, I'm like, focus on the negative. But other times we want to focus on the positive, but that's different advice than I would give, for instance, somebody who doesn't have that pattern, because sometimes people are overgiving and they just like open up to everybody, and they need a velvet rope around their heart. So it really depends on what type you are, like what dating advice you should actually listen to in the first place.
Oh my gosh, I love this so much. So I can relate to a lot of what you just shared, and at least I'm aware of it, right? Like there's people that are not even aware of it. I became aware of me distracting myself from the pain recently, actually, as I've become an entrepreneur and stepped into this, and I'm being distracted with all the love that I'm getting on social media, and people are, I love your vibe. And then here and there, I'd love for you to come on and speak here. I'd love for you to come on, speak here. And can I come on your podcast and things like that? And I want to coach with you and blah, blah, blah. And so all of this is totally filling my cup where I don't need a man to do that. And I'm also finding so much love in my work and excitement and joy and spending time with people like you, right? Like like it is filling my life. And so, but back in the day, when the day was back, as I like to say, distracting myself from the pain, I realized I was living in New York City and I was in my apartment and I'm by myself. So I spent a lot of time, a good year and a half being alone intentionally. And that's when I started to realize, hey, you know what? Being alone let me feel all my feelings and go through all of this, how you're saying, like stack the pain. And I realized what I said earlier, that either someone's going to hurt me or I'm going to hurt this way by being alone. Like what's worse, me assuming I'm going to get hurt or actually hurting because I'm staying in this pain by myself?
Yeah. And what's the crazy thing is that it's such this is like the affirmation for if you're this kind of person is, I'm willing to feel it all. I'm willing to experience it all. So I went through a relationship with an emotionally abusive, narcissistic cheater. And that was like, horrific experience in a lot of ways.
Oh yeah.
And it really messed with my mind and my heart and my emotions and all of that. But I had a choice at the end of that, because I remember I had a fear, like, I don't want to attract this kind of person again and all that stuff. But I processed why I attracted it and all of that. But then I got to this place where I don't want to attract a cheater. And I got to this place where I was like, okay, universe, I know I'm going to have the love of my life. I know I'm going to get there, because I believed that I was going to get there. If for some reason the next step on my path would be to attract a cheater again because I needed to get more of the lesson or whatever, I accept that. Like, I was very surrendered, and like, I accept whatever is needed on my path to become the person who can receive the love that I want, in the faith and trust and knowing that I will get there. So I let go of this, like, I'm so afraid it's going to happen again. And I accept it's a possibility. Out of all the possibilities, I'm open to all possibilities. I'm not wishing for it, but I accept, because I know if it were to happen again, it would really suck. But I trust myself. I'm so resourceful. I've risen already. I'll rise again. And so I was open and willing to experience it all. And so I did not attract a cheater. You know what I mean? I attracted in my husband. Now, there is like relationship PTSD and trauma though. Like, I remember even when I first met my husband, so because my ex, like, there was like stuff with the phone and blah, blah, blah with my ex. So I told my husband, like, sometimes I see you reaching for the phone and it's not that I don't trust you. My body's having like a reaction. You know what I mean? So sometimes people have, like, listen, people have been through shit. If you've been through trauma, physical trauma, emotional manipulation, or just somebody like randomly deciding to say no to dating you, like, there's, that could be a trauma too. You might have that relationship PTSD, as I call it, a little bit, but you can distinguish, like, is this a bodily fear? Is this my intuition? And I believe there's no loss when you move forward and choose to be in a relationship. If it's aligned at that moment, there's not a loss if it ends or whatever, if you gain the lesson and then you use it to move forward to reach your higher goal, right?
Yeah.
So, that's the choice.
Oh my
Grow
God.
in love or stay, quote unquote, alone. And again, I'm not saying this to say everybody has to be in a relationship right now or else you're doing something wrong. No, sometimes there's a time to be purposefully single. Not everybody's meant to be married, but if it's your desire, I would choose yes, even afraid, because like, this happened to me right before I left New York, and I moved to San Diego because I had an intuitive feeling that the love of my life was in California. But before I moved there, I had like this voice I don't sing, but I like got a voice teacher because I was like trying to challenge myself, and he's like an angel reader too. That's how, like, he reads angel numbers. So that's how I got connected with him. He's such a beautiful soul. And we had these like voice lessons over Zoom, and I would like ask him angel stuff. And he reflected back to me like, Nicole, like, you just like make me feel so good in your presence as a man. And so there was like, and I teach a lot of that stuff. So there was definitely a purpose. But as we talked, I just felt this feeling of like love for him. Like, literally, I was like, I feel like I love him. I know that sounds so weird, but we'd never like met in person. Anyway, and so I remember having he was like telling this story about how he picked up some kittens like outside of his house and like was giving them love. And I had that feeling, like when you're like falling in love with somebody. And I remember feeling that, and I was like, okay, that's weird, Nicole. Like, this is like your voice teacher. And anyway, I had the feeling, and I remember writing it down in my journal, and I was like, I'm just glad to be feeling this feeling, like, no matter what, even if I never met this person in person, I'm really glad that my heart can open to this feeling. I was excited about the feeling of love itself, if that makes sense, and not to the person. Funny enough, after very shortly after I had that realization, he was like, oh, by the way, I can't do like these lessons with you anymore because I'm gonna be a monk in a monastery and like completely like leaving the face of the planet. And he was not the person I was meant to be with, but I was demonstrating to myself in that moment that I was open to love no matter what, if that makes sense. And so you can be that way. You can just like the love. You can be open to the love rather than the specific person. That's actually like the smarter way to be, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. I love it. Oh my gosh. Okay. So earlier you were like, I don't want this, or I don't want that. I don't want a cheater, and having that narcissistic dude, I can relate to that. My ex was actually, turned out to be a little narcissistic, but, and then I also had an intuitive feeling knowing that I would always end up in San Diego and I was in New York City. Like you and I have so much in common. This is so creepy. Oh my goodness. And I was recently wanting to move to LA and then people were convincing me like, don't, everyone's leaving LA right now. Like, don't do it.
A lot of people are, but it's very, there's a lot of energy here. Like we're in West Hollywood now, but we're gonna move because we're like in LA still, but we're the energy was, I think it's like the 5G also came here. I don't know, but like now it feels there was definitely a purpose. Like I feel like places have energy. So we moved from San Diego, we moved to LA, and like I really feel like it helped energetically. Like I have like it was like a snowball of stuff that I had been working on, like with my career and stuff. Like it kind of felt like it just, I got into that vibe even more, you know, from being in West Hollywood. But then recently, within the past few months, like me and my husband are both very sensitive to energy. And it's like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like there's just this constant like noise in West Hollywood only, because when we go to Brentwood, I don't feel it, you know? So we're going to move to a different area of.
Awesome. Well, that's exciting. I love that. And your whole story is so beautiful, like how you manifested your husband basically, because you got yourself in the energy of being open to whatever would come. And that's the magic of it, is the surrender, you know, wanting something specific and writing affirmations and creating a vision board. But if you are even believing or thinking that you want something, but then your beliefs don't even match that vibration, then it won't manifest. Yeah. And if you're not surrendered to the thing that you want, like allowing it to come in whatever shape or form that it will come in, right? And just whatever is coming your way is for you, and everything happens for a reason, for you, not to you, so to speak. Like how you said that there's a lesson, there's still going to be a lesson. And every relationship I've ever been in, I look for the lesson. Like even this most recent one, because of this and the way that it happened, you would just lose your mind. But I don't want to stroke his ego even more by talking to him. If he's like creepy, like listening to my podcast, I don't even know if he is. It's kind of funny. But yeah, so I learned to love myself. I learned that I was codependent. I learned that I was not able to fill my own cup, that if we were not okay, I could not function. Yeah. And that's not healthy. And so once I left and I was alone intentionally and started my podcast and started thriving and got my apartment and then upgraded my apartment and then just everything that I believed that I always wanted, this vision, like we talked about earlier, it's coming for full circle, this vision I had for myself of like speaking on stages, coaching, and, you know, podcasts and all these things I wanted to do that I never took steps toward because I didn't actually believe in myself or that they were truly possible. But once I surrendered and said, I'm going to take the steps forward, I'm going to just thrust myself into it and let it unfold as it's going to. I know it's going to work out for me and I don't know how or what, but I'm going to step forward. And that's the same thing of stepping forward in the energy of being open to love, like you did. And that's what happened. Honestly, when I went to the 10X conference, like everything, how it happened, just like came and fell into my lap the way that it did. And I follow the signs, I go with the flow. And I believe that everything's coming my way, like as an opportunity, I say yes to whatever. And so when it happened and I'm like going, I didn't even prepare flyers, business cards, nothing. I was not going to network or anything. I just believed that I was going there for something was calling me there. And I was going to find out when I got there. And I met this dude the first day, like our energy, like we walked past each other and it was just like like the Matrix, like, and we saw each other like 4 or 5 times in the same day. There's 2,000 people there. I probably didn't see every single person once, let alone seeing him 4 or 5 times. And then the way we connected and you saw the whole story is super cute. But yeah, so I also declared right before that I'm open to love now. I'm ready. Bring it on, universe. Let's go. Because I did the work. I got myself to the place where I feel safe and in love with myself and my life, that I don't need someone, but it would be nice to have the right person come in. And so let him come. And then
that's
boom,
the best energy to be in, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I love you. You're so dope. And you got so like, you seriously said so many things that I'm just like, ooh, that should be like, you know how on Instagram you have like quotes and stuff. I'm like, ooh, get present with your pain. Ooh, that's a good one. And I'm like, that's a good one. I love it. So you mentioned earlier, if you're a certain type or pattern, what are the top patterns or types that you see?
Okay. So I have a quiz on this. I'll give you the quiz link for this too. So I just like I've literally talked to thousands of women about their love life, coached thousands. I mean, like all of it. So I started to notice patterns. So I call it the 5 dating personality types. So one of them is the drama queen. So this is the one that attracts unavailable men, highs and lows. People become obsessed with you from the start, and they're like, oh my God, like a moth to a flame. And then they pull away, and then you're like, why? And you think it's you. Usually
that was me before. Yeah. That was the original Rita.
Yes. So drama queen kind of gets stuck on the chemistry, and there's usually the little girl is trying to fix the abandonment wound or trying to feel special or something. And so for those kinds of women, it's like a chemical addiction that you have to unavailable guys. It's like a drug addiction, and it takes work to break free from that. However, every type also has a gift, like this magnetic quality that the drama queen has, like the fact that you can get people so obsessed with you, even though they leave, like it's like people that like they won't realize the magic because somebody left, but the right person is going to be magnetized. And you can also use that magnetism in other areas. So it's a great quality that you have. You just have to draw in the right person who's capable of staying. So the drama queen needs a man. Ultimately, she attracts men who like want to come close, but then they don't want to walk through the fire. They're afraid. And she needs a man who's going to walk through the fire, who's walked through his own fires, who's has emotional fitness, who's not going to be afraid of being overtaken by the immense power that the drama queen has. And that's a special kind of man. So that's a drama queen. We have
I love that. And I love that you identified a gift. Like that is so powerful. I love it. You're like, hey, you're a drama queen, but here's your gift.
Yeah, no, they all, I mean, like somebody wrote and they were like, I don't like the way you identify women in the types. And I think it's because of the names of the types, but you have to understand, it's like, this is just how people are in their love lives. Like, it's like if I say like, find the best kind of man possible, or if I say 5 signs he's a bad boyfriend, you are going to click on 5 signs he's a bad boyfriend more so than like find the best love possible. Totally. So the second type,
it's marketing. Yeah.
Second type is totally single, total catch. So a lot of drama queens transition to the totally single, total catch. Like they do a little bit of healing work and then they find themselves in totally single, total catch. So I have a celeb version too. So like drama queen, think Megan Fox, even though she's with, what's his name now, like I can guarantee that's a dramatic relationship and it makes me very scared.
Who is she with? I don't even follow
Kelly,
celebrities.
And he's like, she said something about how like he's not going into his drug addiction because she's the one there with him at night. Like I'm like, and in my head, I'm like, who wants to be like losing sleep all night because their man is dependent on them to not like go into drug addiction? Like it's okay. Anyway, we hope that Megan Fox has peace in her relationships. So drama queen is like, think like a Jennifer Aniston. I'm sorry, totally single, total catch, like a Jennifer Aniston. It's like, she's amazing. Like, why is she not having love? Like, why is she not, so totally single, total catch. They're usually like energetic, bubbly. They are successful. They have everything going for them. It's like, you look at them when you're like, huh? Like there's so many.
That's me now.
There's so many of these on Clubhouse. Clubhouse is full of totally single, total catch ladies. So the thing is that for the totally single, total catch, the tension is she wants this visionary, epic kind of relationship, and her mind, like she thinks that's what she wants, but the inner little girl is like, wait, but don't you remember how the middle school boys didn't choose you, or you weren't the top pick, or this person didn't like you? So it's like her emotional body doesn't realize that she can have that relationship, if that makes sense. So if you put that kind of guy in front of her, she would be freaking out. She would be feeling.
She doesn't believe she's worthy of that.
So that's the journey for the totally single, total catch, is to click into that place of like, wait, I'm the one who's supposed to have the exceptional relationship. Like I'm like, I like Amal Clooney as an example of this, very accomplished. And she has, hello, George Clooney, hello, twins. And he's like, oh, he's totally like, my wife is more amazing than I am. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so think of that kind of vibe, right? So like Jennifer Aniston would be like the single version. And then, Amal Clooney would be like, let's say you've healed it and you have that relationship. So we have the overgiving martyr. That was my type. I mean, it's still like, like I don't mind saying I did the overgiving martyr stuff in my business then for a long time. Overgiving martyr believes that they have to give and heal and fix broken people, and then maybe they'll get what they want, right?
Oh my gosh, that was me in my last relationship. I don't do that anymore. I healed that because of the last relationship.
So overgiving martyr often is not feeling cared for. She's caring a lot for others. And she's like seriously thinking like, if this person gets it together, then I'm going to have what I want. Usually they're afraid of their own potential. And it's easier to focus on the broken man or woman in front of them and like the drama with them than to face their own potential. So overgiving martyr though, like the care and love that you can give is really a gift. Like people are going to feel so incredible in your presence, but overgiving martyr needs to understand you can love someone broken, you can love someone whole. It's way easier when you love someone whole, and you get a lot more back when you love someone whole. So you have a choice. pick someone whole so you can receive back. So there's overgiving martyr.
But you know, it also comes with or from you not loving yourself. That's why we give and give and give. And me personally, when I was a kid, I grew up watching my mom be such a people pleaser, taking care of everybody, cooking, cleaning, and not letting you lift a finger. She got it. She's doing everything, overworking herself, like would not even give you just like the front seat of the car or the back seat of the car. Like she would sit in the trunk for you to have space. Like so I had that growing up watching that. So in my mind, I'm conditioned. I have to cook, clean, take care of you to earn love, to be worthy of love. And so the overgiving and the fixing, and I'm attracting guys that needed fixing, and no more. Heal that shit. Thank you very much.
And some women feel like it's totally common to feel like I'm like two types or whatever. But overgiving martyr, you deserve a lot of self-care and self-love, and you can get to the place where you actually have a lot of boundaries, and like the amount of things that I ask my husband to do for me all the time is probably like seems ridiculous to some people, and I just ask. So you can heal it.
I love that. Yeah, because I used to never let anyone do anything for me. It was painful to let someone do something for me and ask for something, because I guess it goes back to from when I was a kid. Like, I'm supposed to do it, don't do it. And then I also feel maybe slightly like prideful in the sense of I don't want anyone to be able to come back and say, I did this for you, I did that for you, and throw it in my face, or ever, have anything to say that they did for me. I did everything myself. Thank you very much. Like that was my mindset. That was where I was at. But now I'm like, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? Do this for me, do that. Like no shame in my game anymore. And I'm worthy and I receive everything. Yeah. And when you block yourself from receiving in one area, you're blocking yourself from receiving in others that you're not even aware of. So you have to completely crack yourself open to be like, hey, I'm worthy and I will receive and ask and please and thank you. And yes, that too.
Yes. I love it. So there's Ice Queen. That's the fourth one. So we talked about that a little bit.
I love that you have names for all of them. They're so cute too. Like overgiving martyr, Ice Queen. What was the single one called? The
total catch.
Totally single total catch, and then drama queen. I love it. Okay, I can't wait to hear
so the Ice Queen is like, walls up, I'm not letting anyone in. So the Ice Queen, usually somebody becomes an Ice Queen when they had the rug pulled out from under them. Like that's the feeling always. Like sometimes it's extreme. My partner died, suddenly. Sometimes it's just like, he just pulled away suddenly, or like he just left, or there's usually this feeling of like the rug is going to get pulled out from under me, so it's not even safe. Ice Queens are the most sensitive. However, they're afraid of the feelings. So that's why they block love. So the Ice Queen's the most in danger though of attracting, like I said, the boundary busters, the creeps, because those are the people who are going to bust through the wall. So the Ice Queen has to get to a place where she understands that her feelings are a gift and she's not afraid of the negative ones, because she will be able to feel so much in a romantic relationship with the right person. Ice Queens also sometimes feel entrapped. Like I don't want the love. I don't want somebody in my, like I'm going to be entrapped, So that's the idea.
Oh my gosh. I love this. The way you describe everything is so perfect. Like it makes so much sense. If I'm feeling this way, I can't imagine, like everyone's going to eat this episode up and listen to it twice, probably. So freaking good. The whole thing about the Ice Queen, I know that feeling. I feel like I've had someone pull away out of nowhere and it was like, everything was amazing. Like what, and I think it is definitely more about them than it is me, or more about the guy than it is you listening. And it's them not being able to I guess, feel worthy of you. Like they have their own shit that they're now, oh, she's too good for me, or this is too good to be true. They're probably having some fears around it. But when something happens and like that, they pull away and you're suddenly protective of your heart, hence the guarding, right? And then you feel cold and dead inside and numb to love. Like I was just in that, not even realizing it. When I left my relationship, I was completely emotionally unavailable. I wanted nothing to do with anyone or anything to do with love. And like, I was just, no, I didn't want it. No, thank you. I'm good. Completely done. Even though I'm the one that left.
Yeah. Cause it's hard. Like, and so we get to these places, we freeze our heart, but ultimately, you know, we can unfreeze. And then the last type is the chronically single or misindependent. So
I feel like I'm all of them or was at one point.
Let's not go to the chronically single one though. So the chronically single is, and the reason I had so many clients, literally, they're like, I've been single for 10 years. Like there's this weird 10-year thing. But chronically single, it's not just that you're like single now, it's that you identify with being a single person. So you've been single for so long, or you felt so unappreciated, unnoticed. Maybe you only had a little tiny relationship. You didn't have a relationship. Like that single is your identity. So you don't see, if you're chronically single, you don't see, like, you're not like, oh, I'll find the right relationship soon. You're like, I'm the woman who's always single. Your family sees you that way. Your friends see you that way. Like it's become so much of a part of your identity. You can, a lot of chronically single women, they're like, I've been single for 5 years, 3 months, and 7 days. Like they're so focused on it. And like I said, there's a big difference between I'm single right now. I'm working through some stuff. I'm going to find love. And I'm the woman who's going to be single for the rest of my life. A lot of chronically single, there was also this weird connection with like, not everybody, but like I saw this pattern of like, they had single aunts or aunts, however you pronounce it, right? I say aunts, single aunts, where it was like, I swear to God, this happened so many times. I was like, this is like a phenomenon where they're like, I don't want to be like my single aunt, but they're so focused. They have like 1 or 2 aunts who are just like single for their whole lives and they never found love. And they focused on it so much of like, I don't want to be it. And then they were becoming it. Like I started to call it the single aunt phenomenon. I was like, this is crazy. This is happening so often. So chronically single is a very powerful manifester in the wrong direction. They need to realize you literally are manifesting a state because you feel it's your identity where you are single all the time. And so you can manifest the opposite state. You can manifest I'm in relationship with the love of my life, but chronically single fears disappointment. So what chronically single will do is they will peek their little head like a turtle. I'm going to go on one date and then it's bad. And then they're like, I'm not dating ever again. See, this is why I shouldn't date. And they go back into their shell and they never, like, a lot of chronically single people, they never, like, how do I explain this? They never even let themselves get past like the initial first stages of like, oh, I'm just dating somebody, like, and even to get to that serious, because the disappointment hits them so hard. Chronically single will be crying if they talk to a guy on Tinder for 2 or 3 weeks and they go on a date and they've made up that he's their husband and then he's not it. They will feel very, very, very disproportionately devastated, like more so than any other type, if that makes sense.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, so many. Oh my gosh. So they're attracting basically whatever you fear, because what you focus on grows. So if you're focused so much on the fear and then you've established this as your identity, this is what you will see in your reality. You are literally looking for evidence to prove yourself right. So when you go on a date and you're like, this is, not going to work out, he's going to hurt me, blah, blah, blah. That's exactly what you're going to get.
Yeah. And it's hard. Like for the chronically single people, it's challenging because they feel so strongly like has been my experience. And it's almost like when something is your identity, some part of you is going to fight to keep it that way because it's safe, and so.
And that's your safe, familiar comfort zone.
A lot of chronically single people, they're afraid that like, how am I going to live with someone? They're so used to their routine, even though they say they don't want it. So it's an adjustment to like open up and declare you're not that person, because you can decide a different identity. Like there's nothing out there that's saying you, whatever your name is, you are destined to be single and everyone else finds love but you. Nothing out there is saying it, but you might be saying it so strongly that that's what's getting created in your love life.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so then now we know. So everyone who's listening is like, oh my gosh, I'm this one, or I'm that one, or I'm both, or I'm all three, or I'm all five, or I've been one and now I'm this one. So tell me one thing for each one that women or men or whoever's listening can do to get out of each one. So let's
I'll
start
say
with the
the
first
most
one,
important
which
things.
was,
So I'll tell you the most
huh?
important things for each type. And I have a podcast
Okay.
episode specifically devoted to each type, except the Ice Queen. You guys, it's so hilarious because I'm telling you, the Ice Queen. So all of these episodes that I created for they're like 30-minute episodes, but each one took me 2 weeks because I really tried to get in there with like what's exactly going on for each type. And so I created 4 of
This is
them.
so
And the
good.
Ice Queen, I haven't created it yet. I created this in 2018. The Ice Queen, I haven't created yet. And I'm like, you know why? Because it's like, it's the same energy. It's like, there's like, I have to bust through at some point. So I'm hoping to create that one soon, but there's episodes on all the other ones.
Wow.
So Crazy Town Drama Queen. It was called Crazy Town Drama Queen, but I changed it because I don't want people getting offended. But it doesn't mean you're crazy. It's just like we go to Crazy Town, right? Inner little girl healing. So that is the only thing that ever changes your addiction to unavailable men is your inner child on the inside, understanding that she doesn't have to keep trying to win love from someone who can't give it so she can finally feel worthy. Typically, until the inner little girl inside understands that on an emotional level, not a mental level, you will still feel that attraction. And you'll say, but we have such a Nicole, we have such a connection. The unavailable guy who's not treating you right. We have such a connection. Nicole, you don't understand. He's the most amazing man I've ever met. We have such a connection. That's what they always say. And I'm like, okay, but is he showing up? But where's the connection? Okay, but you got close and then he ignored you for where's such a connection? I'm not even kidding you with my drama queens. They're like that. And that's what they will say over and over again because they think that is connection. That's what feels like love to them. This, I want them, but I'm missing them, but they're not here. And your inner little girl has to get, you have to sit with that inner child and literally flood her with feelings of being chosen and being prioritized until there is an emotional shift. That's the drama queen. But like on a practical level, say no to people who are unavailable quicker and understand that they are not the only universe of men out there. For the totally single total catch, do a 30-day belief challenge if you need to, where every day for 30 days, you're writing evidence of why visionary, high-level love is for you. Why am I this woman? Why do I get to have this? What am I bringing to the table? What are the examples of that love out there? Maybe I'm the example. What am I going to create? Like really get your belief to the place because it's a manifesting thing for the totally single total catch. Like you have to get, you're not creating a normal relationship. So don't look to normal people to tell you what you can have. You're creating a visionary relationship, and that has to do with beliefs. For the overgiving martyr, a lot of self-care. So you have to show yourself you are a person who's worthy of love and care, and you can have it now, not when some broken guy is healed. So like, you know what I mean? All of you guys, all of them, you can do a 30-day challenge if you want. Ice Queen, literally every single day, start asking yourself, what am I actually feeling? Put a reminder on your phone to go off every hour. What am I actually feeling? No, wait, what's deeper than that? No, wait, what's deeper than that? You need to start feeling your feelings and thawing your heart out, especially when it's a negative emotion. If you go just turn on Netflix at the end of your workday, can you stop for a second and ask yourself, how did I feel about what happened today? How did I feel about that comment my friend made? How did I feel about that social media post? Start asking yourself all of the time, how did I feel? Chronically single, you need to work on shifting your identity. So what I would do if I were you is I would write a list of what are all the reasons I believe I'm this single person. Write all your evidence down, go ahead, get it out there. And then ask yourself, what if I could never use this evidence again? What if I could never speak out loud to people how single I am or how nobody asked me out? And notice if there's a resistance. Like for my chronically single ladies, I will say, do not speak this out loud ever again. And you're going to notice you are negatively addicted to talking about how bad your love life is. So I had one of my
Mhm.
clients, like she went on 300 bad days, never found love. She literally repeated that multiple times on every coaching call in the beginning. I'm on 300 days, 300 days. Like I was like, you are addicted to this story. I said, say it
Yeah.
now, say it now, say it now, and stop. You need to, chronically single has to change their language around how they talk about themselves and their love lives. It's not, I've been single forever and no one ever asked me out. It's, I have gotten closer and closer and closer to the state of being ready for love. And I'm finally ready.
Dude, you know what I just realized? Everything that you're saying can be applied to money, for example. Like people are tied to a money story. Change the language about your relationship to money. You know, oh, I'm broke, or I can't afford, or I can't this, I can't that. Like that's your language. It's becoming your reality. You're addicted to a certain story that money's hard to come by, or you don't ever have enough money, or you can't afford XYZ, or you're always going to be broke. You are married to that
Yeah.
story. So change doing any of these things in relation to whatever it is that you're trying to heal or work through. This is amazing. This is seriously the best episode I've ever recorded. I'm so freaking excited. I love you so much. This is so good. This is so good. I'm like cracking up. I'm on such a high from you. You're dope. I fucking love you. Yeah. Okay, so let's round it off then with you pulling a card for us from your beautiful deck. I'm so happy. That's like a bonus. I didn't even know that was going to happen today.
Yeah, I love this deck. It's like usually it's, I don't know, I'm feeling something like kind of over here. Ah, interesting. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so everybody who's listening, close your eyes right now. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. This card is for you. I'm going. Oh, you pulled two. Okay.
So the first card, and this is interesting, it must be for your listeners, sexual healing. So,
Ooh.
The sexual healing card usually comes up. It's basically like a notice to say, okay, so there's so many different things with sex, but basically it's a portal. It's an opening. You can use sex to measure how open you are to experience, right? How much you resist, how much you open, how much you feel safe. So I would say if this card is resonating with you right now, maybe you're not having sex right now because it's COVID, who knows? But you can think about your past experiences and you can ask yourself, if I were to just look at, forget about like, you know, how much, like, did I have an orgasm or not, or whatever. Ladies, please not even like, did I give him an orgasm? That's a whole separate conversation of like, not focusing on the guy's pleasure. But look at, if I were to look at myself objectively from like, if I were just observing myself, is that a person who's free and open and experiencing in her body? Or is that a person who's performing? Is that a person who doesn't feel worthy? Is that a person who doesn't feel safe, right? Without judgment. And look at, if I were to look at my sex life or how I am in sex as a reflection of my openness and love, what would I see? And if there's more opening, then there's more opening, you know, and it's not that you're right or wrong. It's really that you have an opportunity you can use that area of your life right now, even if you're single, as an opportunity to say, I'm going to open up to receive more love. And then I pulled this
Wait. Do you see my face this whole time you're talking about this card? Do you see? I'm like smiling so big, but I'm trying to conceal my smile because I'm feeling a lot of like, I'm like red in the face because I'm like, this card is so about me right now. Like that was for me. And I'll tell you why really quickly. Growing up, you know, being Assyrian, like ancient Babylonian, whatever, we're Christian, all things. And, you know, it's like an unspoken thing that you're supposed, like, I was never told, hey, you can't have sex until you're married, but it was like understood. Right. Mm-hmm. And so I always had this, like, never had the birds and the bees conversation, was never taught about, it was just shameful and something that you only do when you're married and all of that. So in dating and it coming up, like I was waiting till marriage. I was like 20 years old and still, you know, and I'm just like, oh, so now even getting intimate with someone, I still feel shame around it. I still carry that. So I'm like, that card coming up for me, I'm like, that's the thing I still need to heal. Damn it.
So I know, like, this is the thing with me. It's like, and this is like the deck. It's like, it's so there, and there's like loving cards too. But the way I designed the deck, I was like, I just want it to be that women can open it up. They can have actual answers about their love life. They can know what they need next to move forward, or they can get a confirmation. So there's like a mantra. I'll send you a screenshot of this, Rita. So there's a description of each card, there's a mantra, and there's a journal prompt for each card. So like you can actually like move forward, you know, and do something. And then the second card I pulled for everyone is the self-love card, which is very, very accurate to the conversation. And it's, I mean, we always need self-love.
Yeah.
Let me see what the mantra is for self-love. It's like, I you know, I wrote all of this obviously, but I don't have everything. So, I mean, the mantra is I love myself, I love myself, I love myself. But the journal prompt for the self-love card is, what do I really need right now to feel happy, whole, healthy, and secure? And how can I give those things to myself now? Like if you just sat and journaled on that, anybody who's listening, and you really asked yourself that question, what do I really need right now to feel happy, whole, healthy, and secure? And how can I give those things to myself right now? Like that's self-love. It's like doing that for yourself, doing whatever you need to feel happy, healthy, safe, and secure as much as possible. So self-love, I'm not a person that will tell you that you need to love yourself to a certain point and then you find love, because I don't want people ever making up arbitrary limits in their head and then they decide I haven't done enough work to find love or whatever, because it's a process. So I always say healed enough, just trying to be healed enough to let love in and not like fuck it up so much when it gets there. But don't aim for some standard of perfection either, where now you're just like using self-love as another item to, I don't love myself enough, so I can't have love. Like, don't do that either. You know what I mean? Like you can be in a process of loving yourself and growing. You can find someone, you can grow with them. You don't have to be perfect to let love in.
I'm just completely in awe of everything. You are seriously something else. I was not expecting this, but I'm like super, super pleased and excited and just had such a good time. And as I look at the time, it's 7:44. How does that happen? I catch the 44 every single time. It's like so meant to be. But yeah, seriously, Nicole, so good to have you. I'm so grateful. I love you so much. This has been such a blast and so much information. I seriously have like 7 pages front and back. I'm not even kidding. I love this. I was not expecting. I'm so thrilled and so pleasantly surprised and excited about what happened today. And remember how earlier we recorded and then the computer was like, fuck you. And then we came back. And so perfect. It turned out even better. Meant to be. So tell everybody where they can find you, and I'm going to link your quiz. Amazing. So excited about that. So tell everyone where they can find you and all that jazz.
So you can find me on Instagram. That's the place where I hang out the most, and you can DM me and all that stuff. And I have a lot of reels there and like just like quick little bits of information. And a lot of my media is there too. So that's super cool. So it's at Nicole More Love, NICOLE Love. My website is loveworksmethod.com. I have a YouTube channel. We release videos every single week on YouTube. That's Nicole More Love too. I'm on TikTok now. It's not a big account, but I'm doing the TikTok thing. So I think everything's like Nicole More Love pretty much. And yeah, find me, DM me, the quiz link. I have the cards. There's so much stuff. I have a podcast too. You can find all the episodes there and all the dating archetypes episodes there too.
Oh my gosh. I love it. I'm so excited. Yay. Thank you.
Thanks, love, for having me. It was so much fun.
Oh my gosh, that was such a vibe. I'm obsessed with her. Are you obsessed with her? Because I am. That was so much fun. I felt attacked a little bit. I was like, oh my God, I was at one point all of those girls, all of those personalities. Oh, it's all good. You know, we grow, we evolve, we change, we heal, we do all the things. So I hope that this episode served you, and I hope that you can share it with somebody that you think it'll help. And I will link everything that Nicole mentioned in the show notes. So never fear, Rita is here. And if you haven't already, please subscribe, rate, review this podcast. Every beautiful word that you share as a review feeds my soul. I appreciate you for taking the time out of your day, spending your time and energy with me here on this podcast every single Tuesday. I love you so much, and I hope you have a beautiful morning, afternoon, evening, or whatever. Till next time, bye.